In a quiet suburban town nestled between rolling hills and a dense, whispering wood, lived three young friends, Ethan, Mia, and Daniel. Their laughter echoed through the streets, their spirits as bright as the sun. Together they shared a bond that only true friendship can bring, a camaraderie that promised adventures yet to unfold. Their weekends were filled with exploration, discovering hidden creeks, building forts in the woods, or simply losing themselves in the vast expanse of the nearby forest. One such day dawned crisp and clear, promising an exciting journey. The friends met at their usual spot, a gnarled old oak tree at the edge of town. With backpacks laden with snacks and water, they set off into the heart of the woods. The forest welcomed them with open arms. Sunlight streamed through the canopy, painting the ground in a mosaic of light and shadow. The air was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, a fragrance that spoke of secrets whispered on the wind. As they ventured deeper, the trees seemed to form a hushed cathedral around them, their branches reaching skyward like ancient worshippers in silent prayer. The soft crunch of leaves underfoot was the only sound that dared break the tranquility, a gentle rhythm accompanying their steps. But this serenity was soon to be broken by an unexpected sound, a faint whimpering that drifted through the trees. The friends halted, their ears pricked. It was not the call of a bird, the rustle of a squirrel, nor the murmur of a brook. It was something softer, more mournful, like a tiny sob lost in the vastness of the woods. Curiosity and concern tugged at their hearts. The sound seemed to beckon them forward, and with a shared glance, the friends followed its mournful tune. Pushing aside a thicket of shrubs, they found themselves in a small clearing. And there, in the center, curled up beneath a fallen tree branch, was a dog. He was thin, his ribs stark against his dusty skin. His eyes were dull, mirroring the gray clouds overhead. His tail, which lay limply by his side, was a flag of surrender. The dog looked up as they approached, his eyes filled with a mixture of fear and hope. The sight tugged at their heartstrings. They could not turn away. "Oh, poor thing," whispered Mia, her voice echoing the dog's sadness. "He must have been here for days." Ethan, ever the pragmatist, knelt beside the dog. "We can't just leave him. He won't survive." The dog flinched at his touch, but didn't try to pull away. His body, stiff with hunger and weariness, was too heavy for flight. Daniel, usually boisterous, was unusually quiet. He stroked the dog's matted fur, his fingers gentle. "What are we going to do?" The question hung in the air, heavy with unspoken possibilities. They knew that whatever decision they made here would change all of their lives. After a moment of heavy silence, Ethan stood up. "We need to get him out of here!" There was no hesitation in his voice, no room for argument. The dog whimpered softly, sensing their good intentions, though too weak to show much gratitude. Together, they lifted the dog, supporting his thin frame with careful hands. The journey back was slow and silent, the gravity of their task settling upon them like the evening mist. When they reached Ethan's house, his mother, a woman with a heart as big as her smile, was waiting. She didn't ask questions. She understood the silent plea in their eyes. She took one look at the dog and said, "Let's get him inside." In the days that followed, they nursed the dog back to health. They named him Buddy. His leg, which they had initially bandaged in the forest, needed special attention. They made a comfortable bed for him in the spare bedroom, and Ethan's mother, a skilled gardener, used her knowledge of herbs to soothe his wounds. As Buddy slowly regained his strength, he became a constant presence in their lives. He followed them around the house, his tail wagging tentatively, then more confidently as the days passed. He loved the warmth of the hearth, the sound of their laughter, and most of all, the gentle strokes of their hands. Buddy was not just a dog. He was family now, but their joy was tinged with worry. Buddy's leg, though healed, still pained him, and they feared that he might be too weak to join them on their weekend escapades. On one such Saturday, as they were preparing for their usual hike, they found Buddy whining and limping. "Oh, Buddy," said Mia, her eyes brimming with tears. "I don't think you could come with us today." Buddy looked up at them, his eyes questioning. In that moment, they saw not just a dog, but a reflection of their own fears and determination. They couldn't bear the thought of Buddy being left behind. So they did the unthinkable. They carried him. The forest welcomed them as always, but this time, the friends moved differently. They walked slowly, not wanting to outrun Buddy's endurance. They took frequent breaks, allowing him to rest, and they cheered him on, their voices carrying through the trees. Come on, Buddy, you can do it. And Buddy did. He persevered, driven by the love and support of his adopted family. He may have been smaller than the other dogs they encountered, and his leg may have protested with occasional yelps, but his spirit never faltered. As the years rolled by, Buddy became a fixture in their lives. They graduated from school, started their first jobs, and faced the challenges that adolescence brought. Through it all, Buddy was by their side, a steadfast companion who never judged, only loved. One day, a man approached them. He was well-dressed, his demeanor confident. He introduced himself as Mr. Williams, a name that held no recognition for the friends. "I'm here about your dog, Buddy." The friends exchanged confused glances. "What do you mean?" asked Ethan, stepping forward. "Buddy is my dog," Mr. Williams stated, his tone leaving no room for debate. "I want him back." The friends were stunned. This stranger claimed to own their beloved dog, the dog they had rescued and loved for so many years. "But how?" stammered Mia. "You don't understand. Buddy is our dog." Mr. Williams ignored her, turning his gaze to Ethan. "So, Ethan, will you return my property?" The word property hung in the air like a shroud, stripping Buddy of his identity, reducing him to an object. Ethan felt a surge of anger. "Buddy is not your property. You don't own him. You don't know him." Mr. Williams's face hardened. "That's none of your business." "Give me back what is mine." The friends rallied together, their unity forged in years of shared experiences and unwavering love for their dog. "No, we won't," said Daniel, his voice echoing Ethan's defiance. "Not after everything we've been through." Mr. Williams's composure cracked, revealing a man who was more interested in asserting dominance than understanding their bond. "Very well," he said, his voice dangerously quiet. "If you won't give me Buddy, then I'll take him by force." With that, he lunged for Buddy, who promptly barked, baring his teeth. The struggle was brief but intense. The friends fought back, their years of friendship translating into coordinated movements and unwavering determination. Buddy, sensing the danger, nipped at Williams's legs, adding to the chaos. The scuffle ended as abruptly as it began with the arrival of Ethan's father, a man whose calm demeanor and strong build commanded respect. Williams, intimidated by the sudden appearance of authority, retreated, promising vengeance, but never returning. In the aftermath, the friends were shaken, but unbowed. They had defended not just Buddy, but their unbreakable bond. Buddy, sensing their distress, nuzzled against them. His presence embalmed their frayed nerves. In the coming weeks, they took extra care of Buddy, showering him with affection and ensuring his safety. Though the incident left scars, it also strengthened their resolve. They realized that their love for Buddy was more than just a feeling. It was a commitment, a responsibility, and most importantly, a privilege. The events surrounding Buddy became a turning point in their lives. They understood that the love they shared was worth fighting for. That family wasn't just about blood, but about the connections that endure. Looking back, they knew that their journey with Buddy was far from over. There were more adventures to be had, more love to be shared, and more lives to be touched by the magic of an extraordinary dog.